Good afternoon, fellow pipe smokers. Mark here. And today I thought it would be a very interesting idea to actually show you my great-grandfather's collection of briar pipes. Many of these pipes that you'll see today, some of them are smoked more than others, and those ones are his favorites. And then you'll see other ones that are interesting and other specimens that might make you envious and you wish that you had. So these are my great-grandfather's pipes. To start with, we have this one. It is a thermofilter imported briar and has carvings, what appear to be leaves or something on them. The cake buildup isn't too sufficient within this one, and this might be one of the ones that he bought just before he passed away. So that is the thermofilter. It's a very small pipe. Next we have this Medico Guardsman carved. It's a nice little English bulldog. It's been knocked around quite a bit. As you can see, he probably had a habit of knocking it on the top or on the side to get the ash out. And this one's been smoked sufficiently. He would always ream this one out, and I mean, from what I can see, there's still a lot of cake buildup down in there. This might have been one of the last ones that he smoked or cleaned, because the stem bit here isn't connected correctly with this, so but I'm not going to fix it because these haven't been cleaned or the stem's fixed or anything, so to do that would be taking away something personal. Now this pipe here that you see is very ornate. A lot of cake buildup in here. I mean, this must have been the one that he smoked quite often. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to smoke it anymore since the cake buildup is so tremendous. It's right to here. It hasn't been reamed out or anything. But this is a silversmith, sterling silver, welded pipe, very dark briar, and you can see the jockey or the huntsman, whichever it is, riding in front of this one. Has a nice little curve to it too. Just can't get over that cake buildup in there. Next is this Willard imported briar. This one he must have smoked quite a bit, considering that he knocked it around on the rim of the bowl. The silver is scratched, and there are quite a number of bite marks on here. And my grandmother told me that my great-grandfather had a habit of chomping on his pipes and biting them and sometimes breaking the stems, but this Willard is quite a small pipe. Cake buildup is sufficient inside. I can even see all the way down into the bottom that he's blocked off the passageway for the smoke to travel through. This next one is probably another one that he bought before he passed away. All it says is dry filter. It doesn't have a maker's label whatsoever on it, but the reason why I'm deducing that this might be a one of the last ones that he bought was because he just charred the bowl lightly, and the fact that the cake buildup in it is not sufficient. There's hardly anything in there, so there's hardly any teeth marks on it. Mind you, my great-grandfather was a smoker clear up till his dying day. He enjoyed the hobby, to the extent of where he inhaled. So, I suppose that's what later killed him. Even though he had a heart attack, I'm sure that that played a vital part in it. Then there's this interesting specimen. Really can't tell you too much about this one. It doesn't have a maker's label on it. He smoked this one quite a bit, and if you look closely you can still see some of the ash on there. It's almost as if he smoked it yesterday and just put it back on the rack. Stem's a little loose, but yes, this one is an interesting one. I haven't seen a pipe like this before. So if any of you know what this one is, please comment down below. I'd like to know what it is. Very interesting. And last we have this one, which I'm not sure is either my great-grandfather's or my grandfather's, if my grandfather had just stuck it on. This is a Willard Briar pipe, as you can tell by the gold dot on the side, but I don't know if this was my grandfather's or my great-grandfather's, but it's a nice little addition. And then we have the Humidor, where he kept his Medico pipe filters. This one's empty, but there is one in here that's full. Look at that. 10 for 15 cents. Now you pay 99 cents just getting a thing of filters. And this one says, Medico filtered smoking. For best results, change filter when discolored. Made in the USA. Still some in here. And I'm guessing he has this $10 quarter wrappers because he would save up to buy pipes, and he would just stick wrappers and stuff like that in there. And we have cobs. Now my great-grandfather did have 2 corn cob pipes, however they were too fragile. He smoked them quite a bit. And I put them away because they were too fragile, and I was afraid that if I jolted them just in the right way that they would crack, and I didn't want to risk that. So, and then we have the Zippo flints in here. So, and then in the bottom they're just Christmas lights and small bags of Christmas decorations or things that were needed for decorations. He stuck them in there probably to know where they were when he was messing with the tree, the Christmas tree, that they had sitting on their tabletop. But this is my great-grandfather's pipe collection, and I'd like to know that if you have a pipe collection that was passed down to you, make a video of it and share it, because I would be very interested in hearing the stories and stuff. This pipe collection was passed down to my grandmother. It was supposed to go to my mother, but then it passed down to me. So I have my grandfather to thank, my great-grandfather to thank as well, for starting me in the pipe smoking hobby. So, smoke and be happy, pipe smokers, and enjoy yourself, because that is what it's all about.